chapter 13, and we talked about all this about the utilizing energies, and we talk about waterfall energy, or we talked about solar energy. We talked about the all type of energies coming. I mean, we are using. But now the most recent, you heard about this, in the last 10, 15 years, we are using this hybrid or totally just electrical cars. So electrical cars are using type of fuel cells, and fuel cells, as I've shown you before, as you remember, you have H2O, and that's the cleanest ever type of energy we can utilize, because you have H2O, first of all, cheap source compared with all other sources of energies we are using. This is cheap. You take H2O, you break it down. Just the only thing you have to have a catalyst, like a catalytic in the catalytic then the muffler, you have this catalyst. They call it what, catalytic converter or something. The same thing here with this fuel cell. You have to have a catalyst that will break the tap water into oxygen and hydrogen. Then when you light them through and combine them back, you are producing what? Tap water again. So you are breaking the H2O, the tap water H2O into its original components, hydrogen and oxygen. When you combine them, you produce a lot of energy, and it's clean. There's no waste, no pollution, no nitrogen organic compound, or like in the gasoline, no sulfur compound, no carbon dioxide, no nothing. Really very friendly type of usage of this type of energy called fuel cells. And if you go to the PowerPoint detailed, you can see how this fuel cell. If you have electrical car, you can open the hood and look how this look like. It's very simple. It's like acting like a batteries, but the only thing, you have to provide hydrogen atoms, which you add from your tap water. So, and you just hold a big jar or a big container, plastic container of tap water. If you are running out of anything, just fill this cell with tap water, then it will rechargeable. So it will charge. The cost of this fuel cell can be much cheaper than using crude oil. So it can be used, as they said, in cars, office buildings, hospitals, and even homes. The only thing we have to watch, whenever you are dealing with hydrogen, you have to really watch about this. So at home, I will be very careful, because you have children around, you have people, it's not that much of education. But in the hospital and buildings and something, they have a very good strict safety measures. So that's easy. But inside the home, I don't think so. It will be long time to use it at home, because you have to have educated people. They know what they are dealing with, because hydrogen, if there's a leak and somebody smoking near these fuel cells, those batteries, then it can explode. The whole house will be exploded with all the people inside. So it's very dangerous. That's the only thing, is hydrogen gas is a very dangerous gas. So it's explosive. But it's the best by far, because it's clean, it's not polluting the environment, and it's cheap. Yeah, that's like a crude oil. Yeah, it's like gasoline, but that's tap water. That's the fuel is tap water. So you don't use crude oil or use gasoline or whatever, jet fuel, whatever you use. Utilities can promote renewables, where restructuring restructuring utilities currently being planned in the United States could include policies, and those are the three policies here, just to name a few. That's not all. There are many other policies can help in this. So one of those policies, you don't have to memorize, and I don't think so even in the final exam they will ask you about specific policies. So I think they ask you about in general thing, the general definition of the whole energies, but they don't ask you about specific policies. And as you can see, distributional surcharges, in which a small part kilowatt per hour charge is elevated on all or put on all utility customers. So they add some surcharges or some extra charges, because then they can use these charges collected from the consumer by doing some research and development, some do research on the utilities, on the type of energies they are using. A renewable portfolio standards to require power suppliers to obtain minimum percentage of their energy from sustainable sources. That's I think that's the standard now. You will see most of the energy providers they acquire some of their source of energies are coming from sustainable sources, wind, waterfall, solar. Those are sustainable sources. Green pricing that allow utilities to profit from conservation programs and charge premium prices for energy from renewable sources. As I said, Canada is doing this. Canada is, if you are doing you are getting your energies from the power supplier, from the power company, and you let this power company put a solar energy, and the government of Canada will give you 50%, will pay 50% of putting these solar panels, huge, on all your ceiling, huge, and the Canadian government will pay for 50% for that's incentive. So you don't have to use just methane, natural gas to heat your house. You can use solar energies there. So they will help you with the project, 50%. How does our future looks like when it comes to energies? I think it's very promising, and in the sense we will be leaning towards environmental friendly source of energies. You will see a lot of wind energy application. You will see or usage. You will see a lot of solar panel pelt. You will see fuel cells. You will see a lot of electric cars, electric machines are by fuel cells. So that's the future is holding this, I think, and it's a plus for the environment. So you don't get all this pollution and all that type of cancers. You can name all the diseases coming with all this air pollution, tower pollution, all the other diseases coming from this type of energy used. And even the nuclear source of energy can be really eliminated in the future. You don't need those because you have always, as I said, you have always the problem how to save this nuclear waste. That's one of the major problem with the nuclear power. Our energy coming from the nuclear power is this how to get rid of this waste after the nuclear reaction is done. So I think the future is holding excellent future for a lot of environment friendlier source of energies will appear and will be dominating, will be really dominating. And I'm not really exaggerating, but if you look 15 years ago and now, you see how many electric cars are on, or electric dash hybrid cars are on the road nowadays, all over the world, not here, in India, China, Europe, here, Africa. There's a lot of electric cars, or hybrid at least. there. So that's holding good for the future. So I think that will be chapter 3 is done. Then I'll go for chapter 11. I'll stop here. Then I'll upload this this video.